Hello chat. Sorry, I was posting my notice as usual, as you just have to post your notice. Today we'll be starting with a DPS VOD review. Okay. DPS VOD review. I have to open D.va. It should only take a second. We are going to be watching Junkertown. Junkertown? Alright, it doesn't let me because of the practice. Right. 1 second. Now it should let me. Oh, new icon. Replay Junkertown view. Alright.
Welcome to Junkertown. Ready for battle.
Today we are going to be watching. Oh, it's not. He's playing. He's actually playing Roadhog in Junkertown. So not DPS. Starting with tank. All right. Hi, Ralph. Good idea. Okay, so with Hog, you usually want to play. If your team is playing the high ground, it's working. The team is playing the high ground, you can usually play either the low ground, you can play the high ground with them, that's fine. But when your team drops, you can either stay on the high ground or play over here. This is a really good place to play with Roadhog. Hi. Glad you guys could make it. This is a really good place to play with Roadhog because it is really hard to push you here. A lot of people will have a very hard time pushing you if you play here. And you basically have, like, once the payload gets here, around this corner, your team shouldn't be staying on the high ground. They should be dropping here. At least your Sigma should be dropping, right? Your Sigma has to drop to contest this angle, and then he has to back out, right? To contest this from here. Sigma doesn't want to be too close. So we can leave the main angle to our Sigma. Once the payload is here, Sigma can't contest anymore. Can't contest main angle anymore. So he has to drop. And we can play here and get free hooks. Because this is main angle. We are keeping this off angle and we can hook people for free, basically. Also, if someone pushes you, you can just retreat. This is amazing cover. So once you retreat, people have to push into your line of sight to try to damage you. And we have good access to a Mega right here. It's a Mega health bar. And of course, Frog is just very hard to kill. Especially in 1v1s. Like, there are very, very few heroes who can kill Hogs on 1v1. Yeah, I think maybe you can argue Mei and Sombra, if they get a hack off, are the better ones, but still very few heroes that can kill Hawk on a 1v1. Reaper maybe, but it is a skill 1v1. Hawk can just as easily kill Reaper. Let's see how it goes. Starting on high ground is fine. Good hook, like that's ideal. If you want to hook a tank, don't wait until like if you wait until they land, the Mimus is probably gonna bubble, right? So if you think you can do it, try to hook them in midair, either Monkey or D.va. So good hook, really good hook. You literally just stop this entire dive just by using that hook. We drop to contest them, that's good. We don't have to stay with the team, so dropping is fine, and we kill the D.va. So good job, and we hook the D.va to that. That's good. Pushing forward is fine. Remember just to play corners. And you take an off angle. I like this. Good job. Really good job. You just went on an off angle and got a pick. Now we retreat. That's good. Up to here, you've been really good. Like, great play. We shouldn't be on main. We should still be playing the angle. Good hook again. We can kill him. Yeah, you can heal. Really good job thus far. You're doing really good, Raf. You're holding the off angle. If your Sigma turns to face this way, you should turn to face this way. But ideally, your Sigma just keeps contesting the main angle. I think he just came to help you to finish off the Roadhog, the Monkey. But what you're doing by letting this angle free is you're letting them push for free. So one of the tanks should always be contesting main. Ideally Sigma, but if Sigma turns around, then you go and you contest mate. Wasted hook. I think that's the first mistake you've made. Don't go for unlikely hooks like that. They have a Reaper now. Like, imagine if we had the hook and we could just peek in here and kick the Reaper, right? Playing here is fine though. Great hook again. We should kill the hog. Okay, so here's a little bit of advice and I will show you later. You can actually animation reload cancel with Roadhog. Because you get the... As soon as he puts the scrap into his can, then the reload is over and the rest is just animation. So if you have low ammo, like 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5, and you're gonna heal, yes. And you're gonna use your E. The ways you animation cancel is by using your E or your hook. So if you're low in ammo, 1 out of 5, and you're gonna heal or use the hook, reload afterward, it will take you half of the time to reload because you can animation cancel it. And then you have full ammo to use your hook or to after healing. Now I will show you how to do it after the VOD review is over. I'm hearing the rest and we have hook. Honestly, you could have... You have full health. I think you were just turning around because someone called the Reaper. But we have a team that can deal with the Reaper very easily. So you can push forward and try to stop the rest. We missed the hook on the Reaper. That's fine though. I don't expect you to hit every hook. And your team should be able, yeah, your team should be able to pressure the Reaper for 5 grand. Okay. Here's, I think, the first quote-unquote tactical error. What are we trying to do here? Just buy like 10 seconds of time with the ult. We are getting no value. We're not gonna kill this area, clearly, right? We are exposing ourselves to the Widow for free. This is... If you want to run away, ideally you want to stand by the corner and shoot at the open, and you basically, by doing this, if you stand here and you use your ult here, you stun this entire area away. But right now you're only pushing away this area, you're basically affecting this area only. And the enemy can still play here, and the Widow, of course, can... Here's the problem, right? They have a Widow here who can headshot us. Giddis has to be very aware and put the shield on top, because while you're ulting, it's like a whole 6 seconds where you cannot heal, and you're basically a free target. So if they put Discord on you and they just headshot you, you will die very easily. Keep in mind that you're very vulnerable. And yeah, your ult will not reach there. Yosho helps. So basically what we did is we pushed Zarya from here to here and used an ult and bought like 5 seconds of time. Other than that though, yeah, like we didn't get... ideally I'm gonna take a second to explain how you want to... Usually what you want to do with your hold is you want to keep it as a defensive ultimate in this composition. Because playing by yourself is really hard to get good value. If you have someone corner like indoors and you think you can kill them, then go for it. If you get one pick with your ult, it's great value. So if you think you can get one pick, go for it. Other than that, what you want to do is you want to keep it to prevent the enemy from getting value when they use ultimates. If they use Reaper ult, we push the Reaper away, right? If they use grab, we ult in their direction so that they cannot push into us. It's really good for keeping the enemy away when they want to engage onto you. And if they use an ult, we can counter with our own ult. So you can almost count it as a defensive ultimate for the sake of this composition. Okay, quick flank, we kill the Mercy. You've been doing really good on Reaper. I remember you guys had a really good first ult here. And you could have full health. Great hook again. We should... Like, as soon as the number 5 moves, you can hit E or Shift and animation real gun, like you save yourself like half a second of time. Like right there. We reloaded first and then we healed, we could have saved half a second. It's not that big, but if you do... It gets C to Quacky, that's fine. I think the Reaper gets like a 5k Blossom, which is very unfortunate. In the case, right there, I know it's just half a second, but half a second every time really adds up. And having a full clip when you are going to hook or heal is actually really nice. Where's the hook? Like, we knew that Reaper, I think you were aiming at Reaper, but he braided before we even threw the hook. So he wasn't going to get hooked. Sorry, I just kills 2. I remember, we just let them push into us, we are playing... You can play close, but their Sigma cannot, and of course you cannot stay alone in the front line. They just grab and kill a few of us. We can still contest. We should all die on payload, but we can still recontest this. He is scouting you guys, by the way. If you emote, you can go third person. So what he's doing is he's emoting in a safe position, and he's looking around the corner without exposing himself. That's actually pretty smart. But you saw him there for a moment. Now he just showed himself up. Remember you guys said we contest bottom. We should be pushing now to contest bottom. We should definitely be pushing now. Unfortunate hook. If that had hit, you could have probably won the fight. We got Nano, which is pretty solid. But we are just banging at the payload and we don't have anything in mind. Great hook though. Your hooks are pretty solid, man. I think we only missed like two or 3. And we shouldn't have used our ult. Yeah, that fight was lost. Like, look at this, right? There's no way we win. Panda was also there from the beginning. This I will count as a big mistake. Don't use your ult if you are gonna lose the fight. Anyway. If you think you can save it, yeah, but at that point there was no saving the fight. We're gonna stay on this. Playing Roadhog Sigma should beat Roadhog Zarya. We are moving together, but we don't have to move together, by the way. You can go this way. Like, I get that you're trying to move your team, but again, this is a composition that plays really well when you are not all playing together. And it is actually a composition where if you lose one person, like I know you're about to, you can still work, because most people have some sort of survivability, or they can just play an angle, and it's hard to push into them. So we can push this way, and like, just play here for Roadhog. We have cover, we can drop, we have a mega, we have a mini and a mega very close by. Like, we can just get the mega over there if we want to, and it's a good position. There's a mini over there. It's a solid position, right? And the advantage is we are contesting this, whereas our Sigma will be contesting this, and maybe a Hanzo will be contesting this. You know, it's a good way of having different angles. This is fine. Ideally, you don't want to waste your ammo. Yeah, but you have the time, so why not? You can throw a hook out there. Your hook will reach the distance, by the way. It's 20 meters, it's a very long hook. And both of the tanks were there, and Zarya had already used bubbles, so it would have been a good hook. I wasn't sure. It's fine. Honestly, if you are unsure, but the battle is not, like, started, like, you guys are just poking still, right? You are not in the middle of an engagement. You can just use a hook. It's only 8 seconds. I know 8 seconds can be a long time, but it is almost if you get it, it is almost a guaranteed kill every 8 seconds. So if you're unsure, just throw it out. So long as the fight hasn't started, like you guys plan to engage where the card is below you. The plan is not to stop the card before that. So if we can get a pick, then that's even better because we can engage earlier. With dragons, but he dies. Again, that's a hook you can take. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we just go and die on payload. If you're this close already, you don't need to use hook. The hook is a really good tool for two things, right? First is pulling the enemy out of position. You are forcing them into your team, or you are forcing them closer to you, and you are forcing them away from their team. That's why you can get so many kills, and of course it is a one-hit combo, but Frog does so much damage that at this close, it is either 1 or 2 shots anyway, when you can get them. So if you're like literally at this distance, you need to. You can just like, you should use your hook as a CC, but there's no reason to CC as Zenyatta. If you were trying to stop the Roadhog from healing, then maybe yes. If you were trying to stop the Reaper from ulting, then maybe yes, but there's no reason to hook as Zenyatta in that position. You can just shoot them. I'm pretty sure this is lost time. Yeah, they ulted us. We just die. It's fine. Again, I believe you said you play D.va. If you're not confident on Hog, D.va is a really good choice because she counters Reaper, she counters Roadhog, she counters... she doesn't counter Zarya, but you can hit grab, right? Other than that, you have mobility over Zarya, and she's really good for third point. D.va is really good for third point because of all the high ground there is. But you don't have to swap. Roadhog is still a solid choice. I think Ryan is okay. I think we can get more value out of Sigma, but Ryan is still okay. The problem is that now we are playing a brawl comp with a spam damage and a dive damage. So we are not... Oh, never mind, we have Reaper. This is fine. Still weird that we are not letting Yauksho play Reaper though. It's like his best hero. We should coordinate those swaps so that we end up on our best heroes. This is fine, we're playing Brawl now. They do have a better Brawl comp than we do, but we have more healing, because we have a Moira and they only have Mage Ascent. So if we play for long fights, then we should be able to win. This other fight we just haven't payload. They just press Q. We weren't aware that the Reaper was above us and he pressed Q and he killed all of us. Again, though, if we had a D.va, then we could have eaten it, right? I'm not saying it's bad that you didn't swap. I'm saying, I believe I told you this. I told you guys this. If you are struggling against the Reaper and you cannot win against him in a 1v1 or as a team, you can just swap to D.va and Matrix him, and it's basically 2 seconds where he cannot do anything, and your team can win in those 2 seconds. We just walk in the open. If you're gonna come here, just do this, right? This is cover. So you don't take as much poke damage, we can just come this way, and then walk in the open. Instead, what you do is just walk all the way over here, and it's just open, and we take a bunch of damage. It forces a cooldowns early. Great hook, though. We didn't need our heal right there. I think you just used it because you were in the grab, but we didn't need it. Great beat. Good hook, we can kill the Zarya. But you know what, unfortunate. They use all of the Qs. So yeah, we did really good on first point, but on second point it seems that we forgot what we were doing and we just started just autopiloting. On first one, we were On first one, we were holding the angles really well and staying apart and forcing them to walk into one of us. But when we lost first, because we just let's just say we made a mistake and we let them push into us and we all played together for a moment. We just started off stacking on top of each other with this comp on second, and with that ghosted us the point. And on third, we are just running at them without a plan. Can if you touch? Oh, by the way, we should swap. I know that you're close to ult, but you should have swap to ball to contest. Even if you're not a good ball player, all you have to do is roll around the payload. So you could have contested that. Or Giddis could have contested that. Any of you guys should have. You spawned first, so you should have done it, but you should have gone ball, yeah.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Such. I don't think you guys could have put her in first, by the way. I think you guys were doing really good on first, and you could have full health. You just had a momental lap. Okay, hold on. Let's actually go to first. I think you guys just had a lapse of judgment, and you let them push into you instead of creating space, which is what your comp wants. You want to draw them in and allow you to shoot from the angles. And so you just let them push into you and kill two of you, and then they just grab the rest of you and kill you, which is unfortunate. Like, ideally, against your comp, the grab should get 1 or 2 people at most, right? Because of how split you're playing. It was just unfortunate. Dive time. Let's see how it goes.
Ready for
Okay. So, if you're going dive, I said it at the beginning, we use defense matrix when we come out of the gate, so we don't have to monkey bubble. With it here, we set up on the high ground, and we just dive. Hello. I don't think I have better Twitch emotes enabled. I should maybe do that at some point. Alright, rough. Again, if you're going to walk after the high ground, you DM the place you're going out of, so it's just so you don't get shot by the widow or anything. Man, by the way, you guys actually did so well that they're copying your strat. They weren't playing. You dropped this king. You guys were doing so well on the Sigma Roadhog that they were playing Sigma Asarian attack, but went, fuck it, Sigma Roadhog is really good, and they started playing Sigma Roadhog. Because Sigma Hog is really good on defense. And notice how they're playing the Hog on the off angle like Raft did at the beginning. By the way, if you can all... it's gonna be hard. I remember this, you guys just focus. So, here's a problem. We are brawling with dive. We are not diving. You guys have really good focus here, which is good. We just all shoot at the Roadhog until he dies. But we are not diving. We didn't dive anything. We just found the Roadhog and we all focus on him. Yeah, and we just died. Yeah, the problem there is we didn't dive anything. We just chased the Roadhog as if we were a brawl team. And by the way, playing dive is really, really good against playing against angles, because dive wants to isolate targets and jump on them, and when you're playing angles, targets try to play away, so they're automatically isolated. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you're playing dive, you should dive a target and kill it. It should be super easy. Just find a target that is far away from the team and jump at them. We're regrouping, this is fine. We should defense matrix this. There's a widow up there, I just saw her on your screen for a moment. We don't matrix that, and unfortunate, the rock unfortunate. We just heard jump apple. Again, we can jump that widow. Like, you alone can go for the widow. You will win a 1v1 against the widow. And keep in mind, this is a problem. This goes for everyone. Lucio or D.va should contest a payload, not Ana. Not when there's silence like this. Okay, now we have a very weird comp. This is no longer dive. We have a weird kind of brawl mix here, but we don't have a Sombra to enable it. We just have a Soldier, which is spam right now. So it's a little weird. We are jumping. This is a good jump. We can kill the Sen. Unfortunate pit. But we get Ryan still. Panda switch a lot. Yeah, I saw that. It's okay. If you don't know how to play, Sombra is always good with dive. Sombra is really, really good with dive. What happened here? We swapped targets, right? We were going Crystal Raft to take D.va. Oh, gotcha. On this map, you can just jump off. It's the same, and you don't lose your ult charge. You can just jump off, so you don't have to reselect. You can just jump off. So on this map, it's fine. On other maps where there is no place to jump off, you just yeah, you can do that, but you don't need to on this map. You don't lose ult charge that way. We just regroup. Oh yeah, I was saying, what's the problem here? We swap targets, right? I think we were trying to dive the Sen, because you went directly at the Sen, but the one who died was Reinhardt. So at some point, we swapped targets on the Rhine, even though he charged. So we should have just stayed on the Sen. Sen will die, it's 200 health. He will die very fast if you all focus him. And they have no peel for the Sen. Like, what's gonna stop you from killing the Zenyatta? They have no CC, they have no damage mitigation that can affect the Zenyatta. You just dive at the Sen and kill him. We are regrouping. Again, if you don't want to go out main, you can go out this way, which stops you from getting shot by the Widow, who we know is playing up here. You can just go like this way, you can come here, right? And you can jump the Widow from here if you want to, or you can just go this way and die from here. Oh, hello, Ryan, by the way. Like, we see the Widow, we should be matrixing that. Again, we should matrix this, not bubble, because then we don't have bubble for engagement. We almost never want to bubble with, I want to engage without the monkey bubble. Like, it's so good, you don't want to give it up. You actually do the M need, so there was no need for the bubble there. This is a decent staging position. Yeah, Sen drops, so he should be dead. The Sen dropped and he's very out of position. Dive is really good to deal with targets that are out of position, because they basically isolate themselves. Like, look at this Sen. Who can help this Zenyatta? He should die immediately. I like that you're going for him. I don't know if you call it or not, but you should definitely kill him. And we also killed the Ana. I think we split our dive, which is not ideal, but it's good enough. It worked because there were two very isolated targets, and we were fighting 2v1 in both situations. Like, Raph and you were, not Raph, Reaper and you were on the Zenyatta, and Genji and Monkey were on the Ana, and we killed them both at the same time. So we basically won the fight by diving two different targets with two different people, with two different groups rather. It's not ideal. If they had any CC or any damage mitigation, they could have very easily prevented you from killing the other target. But as is, you guys made it work, so well done. Definitely, someone definitely called Sen. I think that Nyoxio called Sen because he was Sen dropped and Nyoxio was looking at them. So good job, I'm going to help. Unfortunately there, I don't think you realized that the melee cancels your boosters. Or you were just practicing it. But yeah, we should get to the high ground. We should heal. Let your support heal you, don't take a mega. If you don't know, okay. Yeah, then you just ended it too early. Don't get mega, let your support heal you, because that's like 20% ult charge for your Moira, right? Your Moira can get 84% to call by healing the 600 health you're worth. No need to matrix that, by the way. I haven't been talking about a lot of matrix resources because at this rank it's probably not going to impact you that much. You can just use it, but don't matrix nothing. Always try to pre-matrixing something. If there's a choke, don't matrix the choke because there's no one there yet, right? We should be looking for things to matrix, not just a choke. Like the nade. The nade is a good thing to matrix. If you hear Diana throw the nade, try to find it and try to eat it. If you hear Moira throwing an orb, I know this is an orb by the way, I'm just using it as an example. If you see the Moira throwing the orb, we use it. If our monkey's jumping, we can matrix to try to prevent damage, right? But don't just choke random, don't just DM random chokes because you think something may be coming through. Like here, we should definitely, imagine if it weren't us, then yeah, you have a reason to matrix. And you should matrix anyway because it's us, but there's a reason to matrix. How could come out? Matrix is basically a cooldown you want to use to affect other cooldowns, not just random spam damage for the most part. That was good because we tried to preemptively. I don't know. Don't think you tried to eat the hook because I'm assuming you know that's not good. You can't do that, but I believe you tried to DM if you hooked someone and he didn't, and that's good. Good job. Good bomb. I was gonna say if they do this, we can bomb. It was for teammate. Yeah. I figured. So yeah, good job. That was a good one because you were trying to prevent someone from getting damaged if they were hooked. So good job. Good bomb. If you're gonna bomb though, throw it up. It takes you like half a second. And it can get a lot more value because assist, by putting it here, hold on. By putting it here, we are only affecting like this area, right? Because the payload is going to block everything else. If you throw it up here, it's gonna get here, it's gonna get here, maybe not here if they play with this, but it's definitely gonna get here, it's gonna get here, here, all around the payload, right? So throw it in the air. It can get a lot more value if you throw it up in the air. Because, yeah, it just gets a lot more coverage. The payload is essentially blocking you from getting all of this. Basically, all of this, really. And if you throw it up, you can also get here. Still, good bomb. It got blocked, but honestly, it's also better if you throw it up. It's harder to block. And because of the block, it's only this, and it only blocks like this. It may also get people around the shield. Still got remake, and we should focus someone. We are killing the Sen, I believe. We swap to Diana, because Sen is trans, that's fine. We swapped away from Diana. We are swapping the targets a lot here. I know that they're in trans, everyone is in trans, but we should stick to one target. We use Meg. Like, our monkey stayed in Diana, right? Why didn't we stay in Diana? Roll was scary. We should have stayed in Diana. You can kill the Genji, you just melee him. Unfortunate, he meleeed the first. But you should call your team, you should let your team know that he's in the mini and he's very low, so you can kill him. He should die, yeah, good job. We are respawning. We got four, by the way, we capped first point with more time than they did. They only have 130 when they cap first. No mic. Oh right, you didn't have a mic, I forgot about that. Type it then. When you die, you can type. Type Genji behind, or Genji behind on mini. You have like 8 seconds, 10 seconds until you respawn. Type it. And to the team, if you know that Rap has no mic, when he dies, look for chat. This is fine, we're just taking a forward position. They got Ryan Zarya now, and that's a lot, like, look at what they have. What are we going to type? Maybe Diana, but they have a Moira now. So it's gonna be very difficult to pull a dive off here. Going behind them was good, but we weren't timing with their monkey. But I don't think their monkey called that he was going in here. So we just tried to help, but we killed the Genji, but it's just a lost fight. We get out or we die here. Important target to eat. right? Yeah, like one. Important target to eat. More hours, we always want to eat them. If you can, good job. If you can eat the nades, then you should as well. We get the mega, we should be getting out here. This fight is lost. We are not getting out. This fight is definitely lost though. Like look at the kill feed. We need to get out. You can get out that way. Yeah, you just we went away too late. I think they find us here. Yeah, they find us here. Okay. We still get away, fortunately. That's fine. We just need to wait until we are fully healed. Jas is doing the right thing by spamming you rather than just healing you at once. Because it's got a little bit of a thing. But we should be calling that we're not ready to go in. We should have full health before going in. Especially because D.va relies a lot on her armor for engagements. So you don't want to be going missing 100 health. You want to let your team, again, you don't have Mike, which is a problem. But you don't want to go in with less health. We should run behind, and I remember we just kill him. Yep. Instead, we just focus him through the bubble, that's good. This is Matrix. We go in. This should still be a win. Don't try to Matrix this area. But you can use bomb there, because it's a winnable fight. They lost to Reinhardt. We lost for Genji. So it was a winnable fight if we used a mech. May still be winnable, but we should have used the mech there, I think. I would have used the mech. And again, I remember someone had to cut the Zarya for us. I think Nyokshu was like Zarya behind. I just unlucky. I remember that as well. Yep, unfortunately. I think you just had me both review this map just to see that one more time. And here, the Ryan pushes too fast. Like, here, look at what this Ryan is doing. What's he doing? He went around the corner where his team cannot... he went around the corner where his team cannot heal him or help him in the sliders. He literally just gave himself up to you. We chase him, we kill him, good job. By the way, now they have the Reinhardt. Ryan is finding gloves. Now they have the Reinhardt, so if you want to throw a bomb like over here, you can probably get value. For a fast engagement. We got the Zarya, but it's probably too late. Again though, you can throw your bomb. Like, they have no Rhine. You could have thrown your bomb earlier and gotten a lot of value. They were playing in the open a lot. Okay, Matrix. You can't Matrix Zarya, but you can Matrix everything else, so... On this is one of the maps where you don't want to throw to high ground, where it's just better. You want it to explode, you can throw it like this, and it can get more value if it lands. But the problem with throwing it up is that if it lands here, or if it lands here, it's going to get no value underneath. And even if it explodes in the air, it's very difficult to get people who are in the windows because they are so close to cover. So exploding it in the air, it's not a good on this map, on this point. Right? The third point, you can, on defense it's easier because on defense you can just throw it and it will fall. But attack is a lot harder because you have to calculate so it doesn't hit this, you know. Still, that's a good explosion, but look at this, right? They still blocked like all of this from being exploded. Decent job anyway. We killed the Ana, so that's a great value. I just got the Zarya behind us, by the way. Yeah, you should have focused the Zarya there. So we still kill her. We eat the orb. We just kill them more instead. Good job. With the high ground, that's good. Don't know why you're shooting your team. They have no Sombra for spy camping. The Zarya, there was one friend. Yeah, but it is a very bright... I saw it. It is a very bright red hue. She was there and I saw him. wanted him to come up. That's unfortunate. I remember that shatter. That shatter is just so unlucky. We regroup. Yep. Give our Moira that sweet ult charge. I will ask, did just yell at you after you took the Omega on first? Because after that, whenever you're missing health, you're flying straight up to Jazz. I'm standing right next to him. Which I find it very funny. It makes you think that Jazz was like, don't take a Mega. Don't take a Mega. Just come to me for healing. I want the ult. It's buffering a lot? Really? I'm not getting... Oh no, I am getting flame drops. Is it just now? Maybe just now.